Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2026. A little bit spooky. Where do the years go, Megan? Like where has the year gone?
They go in a little bag, and a little gremlin takes them and goes, "I got the ears," and runs away.
Yeah, of course. And we are back after a couple weeks off celebrating the holidays in every gay way we can. Some of us watching Heated Rivalry, others of us doing other things that involve heated rivalry. Anyways, let's get to today's episode. We have an amazing interview coming up for y'all with Miss Stella Progress, the undeniable leader of New York State. She lives in the governor's mansion. And we are joined by her daughter, PsoriaSiss, who will slay it down and is one with the makeup. Let me just say, she is amazing, and all of her looks are incredible. So stay tuned and listen to the whole episode because you won't want to miss it. Megan, are you ever looking for a place to view season 18 of Drag Race?
Yeah, actually.
Well,
This
today,
season there seems to be a couple girls that I'm actually paying attention to.
yeah, well, if you need a place to watch, you might want to follow capital underscore region underscore gays on Instagram. I heard they're putting something together at a local establishment. So y'all need to follow and stay tuned because you will have to look no further for cable because who knows how to do that anymore? So follow Capital Region Gays on Instagram and be on the lookout for an announcement. Now let's get back to today's episode. All right, y'all, we are back. We are going to start the questions, and then Psoriasis will be joining us in a few minutes. So, Megan, I will hand the floor over to you first.
Well, thank you. Stella, you host and put together more so a lot of events in the area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One of
So,
my
what's
favorite
your
parts.
decision progress behind what you put on? Like, is it like just like what you're feeling one day, or is it like my friend? Like, what's the
So,
decision process?
no, so that's a great question, and it's actually kind of a hot topic.
Mhm.
Always like there are always things floating around like, oh my gosh, we're seeing the same performers booked over and over again. Like people book the same performers. It's an interesting perspective from the producer side of shows because at the end of the day, you want to put on a great show for an audience, but you also are trying to make money to make sure that you are paying the performers, make sure that,
Oh, we
is
might,
in when I,
no
oh,
worries.
can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah,
It
we
cut
can hear
out.
you now. Yeah.
Make sure you're
Um,
making money for the performers, and then it cut out.
yeah, you want to make sure you're making money for the performers as well as the venue.
Mm.
I One of my biggest things is I listen to the people that come to my shows, and if I know that there's a performer that they love to see, that person's going to be in a lot of my shows. Like,
Yeah.
ultimately we want to bring people that are going to bring a crowd and bring, turn the
Hmm.
performance. I have tried to incorporate different styles of drag. One of the biggest things that like I'm constantly looking for in this area um, is giving people a chance that don't necessarily get a chance to perform. Like it's not necessarily like the club is a completely different vibe than a brunch. So a brunch is
Yes.
usually
Yeah.
like the people have to pay,
Yep.
they're going to have to buy tickets. And with that, like I tend to listen to the people that are coming to the shows, who they
Yeah.
like to see because that's ultimately what's going to be the draw.
Mhm.
But I also, I host at Waterworks, and I just became a new alternating host at Grit and Glam. So I'm super excited, which is at Rocks. So I'm super excited to bring in a few different performers that we don't necessarily see all the time.
Mhm.
I think, it's a different vibe and a different clientele, and ultimately, like, not every show is for every performer. You know what I mean? Like, there are
Right. Yeah,
certain
of
certain
course.
things where, like, you're just gonna try to match the vibe depending on what the show theme is. Um,
Yeah.
I sometimes do themes, but I also like to kind of keep it open ended because I think that lets the performer, you know,
Yes.
be
Yep.
themselves and give what they want to give.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was gonna say, so I my brain's having a that was such a great answer. I mean, back to I discussing how listening to what people are saying, that's just running a good business. I mean,
Yeah.
as
Well, and
far as
it's
I'm concerned.
hard. I mean, it's hard because, like, you want to have variety and you want to
Of
give
course.
everyone a chance. There are just some times where, like, booking, I'm just gonna call out my sister because, like, we always, and not in a bad way at all, like, I
Yeah,
always joke around. Natalie
of
Taylor,
course.
Miss Gay Empire State, the reigning, is one of my besties, and yeah, like, she's in a ton of my shows, but there are so many people that love to see her, and she's a great performer, and she's
Yeah.
also, like, now she's Miss Gay Empire State, like, yeah, she's gonna be booked, like,
Mhm.
and we
Yeah.
also just, like, if you look at, there's so many shows around the area where, like, yes, there's gonna be, like, rotating cast members that are always
Yeah.
in the show, and then you have a few that you switch out. Just to, like, I typically, my rule is, like, one or two of the people are people that you consistently see in my shows, but then, the other two would be some, like, a rotation of different performers. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it really depends. Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite parts of doing drag is the producing
Yeah.
and being able to just, like, put on a show. That's what it's about, bringing people
You
together.
you're seriously you're talented at it. You got a knack for it. That
I
there's,
appreciate that.
I got some more.
Yeah.
But one more for like a follow-up right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your themes are like limited now. You were the one that was gonna put on the Little Mix Spice Girls brunch.
Yes. Yes.
Girl, I am Little Mix's number one US fan. I was going around for a month telling people I'm gonna go see Little Mix.
Hmm.
I was like, I wonder just because the American audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I was chalking it up to the Americans being stupid.
Hmm.
And
It's one of those
but
things.
are
It's
you the Little
funny.
Mix fan? That was the question.
Oh, I am a Little Mix stan. I, like, watched Little Mix when they were on X Factor. Like,
Oh
love Little Mix. I yeah, no, I love, like, I used to love X Factor. Like, Cheryl Cole, one of the judges,
my god. Yes.
obsessed with her and Girls Aloud. Like, I love
Oh,
British girl groups.
I can't
Um,
speak French.
so good, so good. So that show is actually, like, it was so that month, I think it was, like, September of last year.
Yeah.
Natalie and I had this brilliant idea that she has a show out in Oneonta, Night with Natalie, that she hosts monthly, and she was going to do a girl group show, and then I was going to do a girl group brunch here.
Yes.
This kind of goes back to where, like, a club vibe or a night show vibe
Mm-hmm.
is way different than a brunch. Like, when you're selling tickets in advance, we had to cancel that show because we didn't my show, we didn't cancel, or we didn't sell enough tickets. And I think really what it comes down to is sometimes themes just don't work. It's, like,
Yeah.
limited, like,
Yep.
I did a brunch, it was like 80s versus 90s, and that, like, sold like crazy, but I think that's more of a broad theme, like, that's, like, you can do
Yeah.
anything. Little
Yeah.
Mix versus Spice Girls, people thought possibly that, like, it
Yeah.
was only going to be Little Mix versus Spice Girls, when really it
Right.
was, like, the show was called Little Mix versus Spice Girls, but then, like, the subtitle was, like, a girl group drag brunch, so it was, like, supposed to be all girl groups. So it's just, like, you learn, I don't, it's growing pains with, like,
Mhm.
producing and trying new things. I think in our area, we are lucky to have, like, so many amazing, talented performers and show producers that sometimes it gets, we all talk about this. Like, sometimes it gets a little oversaturated, and there's, like, 10 different choices for a drag brunch or drag show on the weekend. So it's you win some, you lose some. I would love to do something like that again, but it would probably, we'd go back to the drawing board and rework, what
Yeah.
that idea would be. But I stand Little Mix. One of my first performances ever at Waterworks was Cannonball by by Little Mix, and there's a video out there somewhere. and I'm looking. Oh, don't look at the face. I like my makeup was so it was so like pale and just ooh, it was early. It was probably like my second or third time performing.
Do you have a favorite Little Mix song to perform to?
Oh God, that's a good question.
Also, was
Um,
that the date for the brunch? That was the weekend Jade's album came out. Was that intentional?
um, no, because honestly, I didn't. I don't think I realized that until after, and I was like, well, that worked, and then it didn't end up working. But
My friends and
um,
I were like, "Oh my god, what a genius!"
yeah, literally, it would have been that. No, literally, I was like, well, that was lucky. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. I really do love Cannonball. Just because I'm a
Yeah.
ballad girl through and through.
Mhm.
And that's like is that like their first single? I feel like that was their
Yeah.
single on X Factor. Um,
Yeah.
there's so many. I can't even think. I also just like right now, still to this day, like I'm obsessed with Angel of My Dreams. That's I know that's
Oh,
not
how
little.
can you
I know
not
it's
be?
not Little Mix, but it's she's
No, I'm
Jade is like
seeing her.
phenomenal.
Are you seeing her?
I am not, but that's only because I just like scheduling wise, it's so hard to do
Yes,
anything.
of course, of course. I'm making it to Boston. The tickets were insane. It was anyway. It was extremely hard to get tickets. I'm like, this girl is going to be blown up in America next year, and everyone's going
Hmm.
to be talking about Jade.
She's
Oh,
also just like so beautiful. Like,
She's
girl, come on.
she's so perfect. And Lee's album is coming out next month.
I know.
Months. Oh, so exciting.
It's
So
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 it
exciting.
exciting.
looks like we have PsoriaSiss who just joined in. So
Hi,
Howdy.
Diva.
Hi, Divas.
how have you been doing? How's
I've
the
been
new year
doing
treating you?
the New Year's New Yearing, the treats are
Yeah.
treating. I'm definitely feeling a little bit bigger after that Christmas
Okay.
feast, but we're doing good.
Okay. So I wanted to ask Stella, before you joined, real quick, what was it like as reigning Miss Gay Empire State? I know you stepped down recently, so I wanted to hear like a summary of like some of the highlights that you have had during your time.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I mean, it was an honor. It was a whirlwind. I was lucky in and fortunate in being Miss Gay Albany when I won Miss Gay Empire State. So I was lucky to have two titles at once. And like I always say that like Miss Gay Albany was a really big goal of mine because I'm born and raised in the capital region and that was like to represent my area
Yeah.
was iconic to me. Like personally, that was
Yeah.
amazing. Um
Highlight.
but then, so that was in April of last year, Miss Gay Albany. In November of last year, competing for Miss Gay Empire State and winning that title and sweeping every category, might I say, um,
Period.
was just an amazing experience. I drag for me, people that watch me and follow know that I kind of travel all over. And that is like what it's about for me. It's making connections everywhere. I One of my biggest things is like the people that I surround myself in the drag community and the family that I've made. Like we are all very close. Like we look at my daughter combing her hair. Look at her go. Yes,
Hey.
Diva, work, work.
That hair,
No,
girl.
I know y'all can't see her, but anyway, no, it's about the connections that we make, and I think during my reign, I just got to continue to do that and perform all over. You know, out in Elmira, up in Watertown, down in the city, um, over in Binghamton, Syracuse. Like there are certain places that I frequent, and it's because I've built friendships with the queens out there, and it's really about networking. That's how you are successful in this community, and it's also about like being humble and making sure that the community feels like seen and heard and supported, and that like that's what the title was for me. It was wanting people to see that there is just like a person behind the persona that is approachable and fun to be around. I think a lot of girls get caught up in the like flips and tricks and that stuff is absolutely 1000% what makes drag amazing. But the other side of it is being a performer that connects with the audience. And that is like kind of a wheelhouse that I think that I take pride in doing well. The mingling beforehand, like that is like a must for me. Like that's one of my favorite parts of the event. Like getting people there and excited to be there during the performance. When you take $1 from somebody, like winking at them or smiling or like mouthing a thank you to them, like just making them feel like they are part of the experience. So sorry, I know I'm long winded, but that
No
was really what it was about for me.
worries.
That's
I
Now,
love a
awesome.
long wind.
That response reminds me of when we had Typhoid Mary on the show, and she said a lot like a very similar message, just being kind and how important that is in community,
Totally.
and like don't be the booger. Don't be
No,
someone
yeah.
that no one wants to
In
work with.
in many ways, don't be the booger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be the
yeah.
booger, but then also don't be nasty, don't be rude.
Yep.
Like if you if you host a brunch or you're part of a brunch and like you sit in the corner with a puss on your face and don't speak, like you can get on that stage and be like a fabulous performer, but then like it's
Right.
kind of like,
Mhm.
okay, well
Immediately kind
they're
of
not
negated.
nice. They're not nice. Like
Yeah.
Typhoid does that really well. Love Typhoid.
Hmm.
I have been in several shows with her, and like she's another one that like powerhouse producer. Like she really
Yeah.
just like has built a brand for herself and knows how to do it. I think like we were just talking about this last night at the show I was in Plattsburgh. My auntie Amber Sky, it was her birthday show. It's about building connections, but also like what we can teach each other. So like Amber was trying to put on a wig, like, and she was asking for a little assistance with like how I do it and how I pin it in, and it's like I learned certain techniques from Natalie and Zaria, who were also in the show, and like we're all like literally standing in a circle. It actually like when you really think about it, it like brings tears to my eyes because we're all just like helping her like glue the wig on, and she's just like so happy that she's learning from us, like us,
Yeah.
who haven't been doing drag for even a fraction of the time that she has, and like she said it. She's like, I can learn so much from you. Like, it's you soak up what other people are giving.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you mentioned community, and if anyone has been to enough shows around Albany, they should basically know that Stella is raising a whole village here.
Yeah.
And this
The
is a
babies.
question for psoriasis, actually. How many kids does Stella have?
She has 6, including me. 6.
Yes. Good
Ooh.
answer. Good answer.
Loose. Loose, mama.
5 of which were born last year.
Say, listen, I used to nanny for a family with 4 children. Girl, 6?
How did
6?
you how did you give birth to psoriasis? I really want to
Uh,
know
I
because
love this story. So I'm gonna tell the prelude to the story first. So psoriasis and I met. She knows where I'm going with this. We met in the waterworks bathroom. Um, we were
Doing exactly
we
what you think we're
yes
doing.
we were both we were both in the stalls next to each other. And if anyone has been to the downstairs bathroom at Waterworks, you know that the stalls are not very tall, and we are big ass men. And we just like turn. We're like both peeing. And we turn to each other and we're like, hey. And I'm in full drag. And she's like, wow, you're beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. And that was probably like what, a year and a half ago, like two
Yeah.
years ago.
Yep.
And then we saw each other around a little bit in the community. Um, how psoriasis was birthed was last, I think it was April. I had an 80s and 90s brunch at Nonola, RIP. That was
Rest
my
in peace.
monthly
Rest in
brunch.
peace.
They
Oh, it
recently
closed?
closed. They closed at the
Yeah.
end of September, sadly. Um,
Yeah.
but I was hosting that brunch, and psoriasis came with the whole crew, like whole family. Like mom was there. Shout out to Mama Chris, love her. She was there. Aunt Joan was there. Shout out to Aunt Joan, love her. And then the connection, it was really funny. So girls I used to work for, and some of the girls that I used to work with walked in, and I was like, oh my god, I hadn't seen them since I left 2017, and it turns out that one of them is Psoriasis's cousin. Um, and at the
Yup.
end, I mean, I think it was like they were all coming together. They knew, like, but I didn't realize
Right.
that. So at the end of the brunch, Megan, Psoriasis' cousin, comes up to me and was like, "So when are you going to adopt Psoriasis? She wants to start doing drag." And I was like, today? Like what?" Like, and it kind of just was that. Like, the thing is, the support in Psoriasis' family at that one show was like, oh my God, these people are like in it. Like they love it. They're so excited. And I think for a lot of them, it was like their first time being at a show.
It
Um,
was.
and
Wow.
then that was all she wrote. Then it was just like the connection.
Absolutely.
I feel like, so it's funny, it's a joke. Like everyone jokes like, oh my God, you have six kids, but like I have a connection with each one of them. And like one of them had asked me to be their mother, and at that point like I was a connection, like we had a connection, and that to me that's what it's about. Like if I feel like I have a connection with you and you can actually learn from me and you will like grow, just having like someone as a mentor, then that's, that's what it's all about. I'm not one to think that like I'm the end all be all by any means. But I do think that I have a good like connection, a group around me that if I don't know the answer, I can certainly help find someone that will get you an answer or help you grow. Like psoriasis and I have talked about this a lot. Like our makeup and our drag aesthetics are not similar in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
A good friend of ours was actually had said like when I adopted her, like I really didn't get it at first, but then like I saw psoriasis perform and it just like clicked. I was like, oh yeah, that's Stella's kid. Like just the way that she performs and like she's like the perfect mix of goblin, shout out to the goblins, versus like the glamour of it all too. Like there's just a lot to that.
There's a lot going on over here.
Being a drag mother isn't just about like you're taking my aesthetic, like you're learning, like you're doing what I
Yeah.
do. Like
Right.
that's not,
Yeah.
it's a lot of it is being a mentor and being someone to talk to. Like two of my drag daughters were very well established queens before they became my drag daughters, but they really like they're young and they wanted to have somebody to be like a mother figure to them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
I would say it's about
Adoption
helping.
is always a noble cause.
Yeah, no, for
Amen.
sure,
Sorry
for
to
sure.
cut you off,
Amen.
Megan.
I say it reminds me of all my work with raising kids that it takes a village, and that
Mm,
village can be, whoever, however many people, but it does
absolutely.
take a village to have a whole. I'm losing my words right now, but you guys know
No,
what I'm
you're
saying.
right.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
absolutely.
not. Yeah, yeah. It's not just any one person or
Right.
any one thing that
Hmm.
is needed. You learn from all the people around you, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's how we grow. That's how we build like what our persona and what our aesthetic and all that is like, and that's
Yeah.
forever evolving. Like
Yeah.
it changes.
I love
Absolutely.
queer people. We seem to do it better than a lot of others.
Yes, we sure do.
Stella, have you ever had someone ask you to be their drag mother where you said no or maybe questioned their intentions of getting in drag? You don't need to name names, but
Yeah.
judging
Well.
by Soraya's face.
Yeah.
I'm just giggling. I'm just giggling over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been a few, and they will remain nameless. Um, Generally, what I will do is if so, it kind of goes back to what I said. If I like don't have a connection with you or don't really even know you, I'm happy to help point you in the right direction or happy to help you like kind of find avenues, if you will, to get into the scene. A lot of times people will just kind of come out of the gate and be like, hey, I'm looking to do drag, I'm looking to do a drag this is crazy, I'm gonna just pause in the middle of this because I thought it's like somebody once asked me and was like, will you be my drag sponsor? And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Like like no, like I what is that? Like I don't know. Like, did you want me to give you money? Like I don't know.
Fund my
um
drag, please.
yeah, I don't. That was an interesting one. Sometimes you get the people that are like fetishizing, which is interesting. And they're like, "Oh, will you put me in drag?" And then it like goes left, and you're like, "Okay, what?" Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Psoriasis. I'm sure any drag performer has experienced that because it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facebook
Oh,
Messenger is
like I love
wild.
Facebook. Facebook for the family, letting the family know what's going
No.
on, but everything left of that in those DM messages is evil, nasty, and rotten.
The amount
Yeah.
of when I first started drag and first created my Facebook, the amount of times that I was like at work and randomly I was getting a phone call from like France or like or like wherever, like some country like far away. And I'm like, what is happening? And it would just be some like creeper being like, "You're so beautiful." And I'm like, okay, goodbye, block.
I know.
Um, crazy. There's been a few. What I usually will do is I'll tell them kind of like how I started and got out into the like I'll be like, "Oh, you should go to like Waterworks or go to Rocks or start networking and meeting people." Like one of the ways that
Yes.
you become a drag child is make a connection with someone and meet them first. Like it's not just like an instant like let me ask a question and you're gonna do it. Like you're gonna do it. At the end of the day, too, like we're all busy. We have a lot going on, and like
Mm.
it's a lot to like I paint my face like
Yeah.
3 to 5 times a week sometimes, and it's like to have to paint somebody else. Like I'm tired. I'm ready for bed.
Yeah.
It's not like a quick process. Like you know what I mean? And like it when I first started, it took me 3.5 hours to paint my face. I've
Me.
gotten it down to like an hour and 10 minutes maybe. Um,
Speedy.
but
That is
but it
so
takes a long
speedy.
time. But it takes a long time. Well, I'm also like a psycho and on autopilot. Like it's just like in the zone.
I love it. I am not a quick girl. I will let you know. I am not a quick girl. It
Has
You
has
can't
Stella
rush art
ever
though.
yeah. Has Stella ever helped you with makeup, or what are some of the ways that maybe inspiration or just
oh yeah,
advice, like what are
absolutely.
some of the ways that Stella's helped you most?
Stella is the woman who helped me put a wig on my head. She has guided me through some like, it's just like if drama were going on and I'm like, I'm still so new, I'm learning, I'm gaining my footing. Like Stella's always someone I can go to kind of not necessarily tell me what to do, but ask for advice and be like, hey, listen, I'm feeling some type of way, or this is happening and I'm not sure how to react to it. What are your thoughts on this? Like, let me pick your pockets and see what you're thinking. And she's so wonderful, and she's like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is kind of what I'm thinking, and then I can take that information and go left or right with it. You know what I mean? But she has helped me. She taught me how to put a wig on my head. I remember going in the back of Rocks one day, just going to watch the show, and before she was fully ready, I went back and she was like, "All right, so you put the duct tape on, girl, and you stick the pegs up, and you have a little headband that looks like it's been through drug through the mud, and you put that headband on and the glue on, and you just hit it."
Yeah.
She's been really wonderful. Thank you, Mama.
Oh my God, of course. Let me just say that she like came ready with the makeup skills. Like she was doing it before. I think before we met, you were already like doing makeup. So
Yeah, yeah.
I
Just practice and
I
bring.
we were actually just talking about this the other day, like briefly. Like I want her to paint me sometime. Like I want to be a goblin one day.
Yeah,
Just for fun. Like, oh my God.
yeah.
But like if you look at her makeup skills, like insane. Like I learn from her. Like we all learn from each other, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, and for you, Stella, what are some of the challenges that have come with being a drag mother? And
See.
some of the pros. And some of the
Yeah.
pros.
I mean pros are easy. I think seeing seeing my babies succeed, seeing them be like amazing and seeing them all like kind of just doing their own thing has been awesome. I became a drag mother very early, probably far too early. Like if I'm being honest, and I've said this before, I started drag in May of 2021. Um I was a drag mother by December of 2021 is when Noah the Brat, formerly Noah Progress, um, Noah was um, first baby, and that was what 6 months in. Like, and that was we became like really good friends, and she wanted to start doing drag, and I was the closest one to her, and it kind of just it happened that way. But like, she and I like grew in drag together. Like we basically started right around the same time, so it was like an interesting dynamic. Um, I would say that kind of was a challenge in its own self because like I didn't necessarily know what I was doing, but like she would come to me for advice and I would just kind of be like, yeah, here. Like we look back at pictures and like we thought we were the shit. And you look at those pictures and you were like, you look like you were drugged through the shit. Like what the hell? Like you went out like that? No, but like
No, those old pictures went so hard. They went so crazy. I love those
iconic.
old
I just
photos.
shared I just shared them because it was her drag birthday on New Year's.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just shared so many of them and it's like damn. Not only was the makeup like crazy, the Albany filter had to work extra hard those days. uh
Oh, goodness.
but no, I mean like I can't really think of too many challenges. I mean, ultimately I think it can be challenging being around drag queens are dramatic and love them dearly. Drag I should say drag performers are dramatic. Like we're all just dramatic, but like at the end of the day, like you look at what's going on in the world and you're like, okay, like I this is really not that big of a deal and like we'll get through it. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I try to like try my hardest to stay out of like Facebook drama or Instagram
Yeah.
drama or whatever. It's it doesn't always work, but I try to just be positive
Mm-hmm.
influence on the community. There's enough craziness in the world, like
Girl,
there's
you're
enough.
so Switzerland. I love it.
I try to be. You know what? Sometimes it gets me in trouble though.
Yeah.
Like, because
Oh, well.
it's like a
Ooh.
friend of everyone is a friend of no one, and I'm like,
Well,
oh
you
my god,
can't
stop
please,
it.
That's bullsh. That's
yeah,
bullcrap.
you can't please
Oh,
everyone.
No, no.
What is one song that you will never perform to again?
so
Can I answer for you?
you can absolutely because it's probably a different answer because I like I'm. But go ahead, go ahead.
I'm
Yes,
gonna say Love Game.
very good answer. Very good answer. Do you want to tell them why I'm never going to perform Love Game again?
Um, my mother was doing a private wedding party, correct? And it was with Natalie Taylor and Starling Silver. And my mama went out there and she was moving and grooving. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pushes Stella over and Stella breaks her wrist. Broke her wrist at this wedding party.
What actually happened is I was not moving and grooving because if you know me, I don't really move and groove. No, I'm just kidding. No, I literally it was let's have some fun. This beat is splat, and I literally slipped and fell and broke my wrist. Not only broke it, like it shattered. Like I had to get eight screws and like a big plate. Yeah,
Girl.
it was insane. So I will never perform Love Game again. That is
No,
that is
that's
very
valid.
true. That is very true.
That is
Um, however, another one for me, I won't say like I feel like the correct way to say it is like I will never select to perform a Taylor Swift song. Sorry to the Swifties. I am not a huge like I don't hate Taylor Swift. She's great, like good for her, wonderful, whatever. I performed Shake It Off one time because I was assigned Taylor Swift at like it was like a divas brunch or
mm,
something and I was like assigned to do Taylor Swift, which I would like I just don't usually perform her. Um with that being said, the businesswoman in me is any gig, if the pay is well enough,
of
or
course.
if the gig is giving and they need me to perform Taylor Swift, we'll make it work.
Of course.
Just give me
Mm.
an extra White Claw that day, and we'll be fine.
Amen.
So,
So,
do you have any exciting announcements or events you want to announce or tease for 2026 since you are in charge of so many throughout the state
the
and region?
There are quite a few things in 2026 that I can, not all that I can talk fully about, but I can definitely tease. Um, so a few things that I can talk about that everyone, I think, not everyone, but a lot of people are aware. I am super excited to dip into the pageant promoter pond this year.
Whoop, whoop.
I am one of the owners of Miss Gay Albany and recently announced Miss Up and Coming of New York State, which was formerly Miss Up and Coming of Central New York, but we purchased Natalie Taylor and Bianca, and I purchased it from Amber Sky. So Miss Up and Coming is March 7th. Super exciting. We already have a lot of contestants. It's maxed out at 10, but we are right there. So we're super excited to have that. That's going to be, the venue is actually to be announced. We originally were doing it in Guilderland, but we've had a few changes. It's still in the area, but the venue is pretty extravagant. I'm super excited. We can't announce it yet, but so March 7th. So mark that date. And then April 25th in Guilderland at the Guilderland Elks Lodge will be Mr. and Miss Gay Albany. Roman and Starling will be stepping down. The theme for that is old Hollywood glamour. Super excited for that. So that's April 25th. But then also April 11th in Elmira at the Clemens Center. It is the second Empire State of Drag, which is the largest drag show in the Southern Tier. Last year we had over 700 patrons in the audience. So super excited for that, hosted by Miss Viola out there. And we have special guest Miss Kasha Davis from Drag Race. So I'm super excited about that.
Love.
And then some teasers that I can give. I'm super excited. It hasn't been announced yet, so I can't say who, but keep an eye out for one of the upstate surrounding areas. I will be in a show with a Drag Race alum that's coming up. So keep an eye out for that. I'm super excited for that. And then my next headliner show in Schenectady. So that's at Stella Pasta Bar, the Van Dyke. I think we've done it. It's like 4 or 5 now headliner shows. My next show will be featuring a headliner that is a drag legend. Like, she's an icon. I am so excited about it, but I can't fully say yet. So keep it. That's going to be May 1st. So just save that date. But we haven't announced it yet. Soon enough. Very excited. And then so much. Lastly, what I will say is I very, very recently have started conversations for a music collaboration. So music video / song that was written for me, and I'm so excited about it. I can't say too much about that either because it's early, but super excited. So that's coming as well.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love
I
that.
have a question for the two of you.
Yeah.
No, I know we'd asked about songs you'll never perform to. What about an artist that you'll always want to perform to? Like, I feel like if it were me, I'd be like Beyonce, Little Mix, Jade. Like, what's someone that you're like, when they put out new music, you're like, okay, let's get ready. Let's look at this track list. Let's see what you can pull, what you're feeling.
Yeah.
You go first here.
I'm always gonna pick from Blondie. I'm a big Blondie fan. Love Blondie, love Pink. I also will say when Marina drops new stuff, I know she just kind of recently had an album and then had a deluxe. I always keep an eye on her. I love some Marina, some hyper pop, techie type of stuff, and obviously Gaga.
Yeah.
But you know what? Can't be basic. So sometimes you got to be really careful about the songs you're picking because you know, love Mother. She's ran through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, it's so true. That's such a good question, and that's so like, I very much am like, I love the like poppy princess, not necessarily like the mainstream that like everyone knows, but like there's some songs out there where I'm just like, oh my God, this sounds like it's, performed by like a 6-year-old drag queen that's wearing like princess like everything. And I'm like, if it's giving that vibe, I'm like all about it. Also, I am just like, obsessed with a power ballad, like obsessed. Like everyone, everyone has their wheelhouse, everyone has their niche. Like for me, like ballads all day, every day. And like some people are just like a ballad, and I'm like, you might say that, but then you're gonna watch me perform a ballad, and then you're not gonna say that, okay? Like we were
Exactly.
just Zari and I were just talking about that. Another like amazing ballad queen.
Oh,
Um, it's funny, the conversation just last night, Natalie was saying, she's like, I was talking about Drag Race, and I was talking about if I was on with my sisters and I had to perform, she's like, there's no way I'm beating Stella in a ballad. Like, and then like we were just like talking, it was funny. Like I really do love a ballad. To me, that's like serving the emotion and like
Oh yeah.
the just giving the life to like the hand movements and everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
um
bringing it back to like the drag classics, you know?
You can do
when
so much
I
with your face when you're
well,
Hmm.
that's what it is, like the expression. When I broke my wrist, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're not going to stop doing drag like for a while because you just can't. You're like, you won't. And I think I like was out of commission for like 2 weeks, but everyone was like, you need to just perform ballads. And I'm like, you don't understand, like it's all in the hand movement. Like I can't, like I
yes.
can't move
Yeah.
my hand. Like
Plated together.
I'm always looking for not necessarily an artist, but I'm always looking for like a new ballad or like a new,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
something to
Absolutely.
bring the house
mhm.
down.
Yeah.
So that's all of the questions I had for you today. Stella, where can people find you online for the people who are new here and don't follow you
Sure.
already?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. It is Stella Progress, super easy. Um, and then on Instagram, it is Miss underscore Stella Progress 88. And as I always say, that's a year. Mind your business. Um, and then the joke that I always say at my shows, you can also find me on my chart. I'm really healthy. My doctors would say so. No, but yeah. And I
Wait,
welcome like people, reach out if you're looking for a show. Like if you can't come to one of mine, like there are so many amazing performers in the area. So there's
wait,
so many things,
I
so many
thought of
things. Oh
another
wait.
question.
Oh yeah.
And have any of your drag children come home with a drag daughter where you're like, uh-uh.
Um. Hmm.
I have something to tell
There.
you, Stella.
There. You're expecting triplets. Um. No. You know what? Very much big on like their drag is their drag. So
Yeah.
like and their drag children are their children and like that's their decision to make. And I know that that's like a pageant answer, but it literally is true. And I think I would hope psoriasis, like she already kind of said it, like I want her to do what she wants and like what she is looking to do with her drag career. So like if she feels that it's right to have a certain person as a drag daughter, like that is her thing. That's her decision to make.
Mhm.
Um
Yeah.
there's definitely been times where I'm like, oh, okay. But like not like at the end of the day, it's not not my decision to make. So
Right.
um, I
Well,
don't
that's
feel that like that's. I personally don't feel like that's like a drag mother's job. Like, yes, it's our job to guide and like help, but I'm not gonna like tell you what to do with your drag.
see
Yeah.
so much of what I'm hearing, Stella, from you talking about being a drag mother is just what I feel being a good mother in general should be.
Hmm.
That there is a lot of, because ultimately we're all adults here, that it's not up to you if your drag daughter has, you know what I mean? You're going to sit
Right.
back,
Right.
maybe have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, literally, like it's just like the thing is too. We've never. I mean, we haven't like talked about like what the House of Progress motto is, or like what our
Right.
what our mission statement is. But like literally,
I have
like
the chart. I have the whole chart on my wall, girl.
right. As long as you're making progress, pun intended. Like who cares? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'll cancel Maury. No DNA. That's the conclusion of our interview part. Thank you again, Stella, for joining us
Oh, thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
Soraya, you're welcome to, or if you want, you can talk shit about season 18 if you want.
I'm
but
such a bad local drag queen. I haven't seen it yet.
oh, no
It's not
worries.
a bit. No, it's not a bad. I
You're
watch because
not.
I have friends that like want to talk shit about it.
It's
That's
so
what
real,
brings
yeah.
me in.
The only
And I will say,
season, yeah,
this season, the majority of the girls are over 30. There are
yeah.
queens
Live.
that like I'm paying attention to. I'm like, I would go see you in a club. I would go see you in
Hmm.
real life. And it's not just like someone who's done drag for a month and then got on the show.
Hmm.
The
That
only
it
thing that I
really
will say about it is that this is Kenya Pleasers America, and I'm so happy to be
is.
living in that.
Yeah. She was gonna say, like, I was gonna say, I also, so I'm also, I don't, I plot twist. I don't actually watch Drag Race like that hard. Like, I do watch it, but I'm not like ever since starting drag. I feel like I'm like,
Yeah.
I live this.
Yeah.
But I know Kenya Pleaser is one of my early favorites for sure.
Her voice is
Absolutely.
incredible.
Um,
Her voice is like butter. I
yeah,
just
like
I want to swim
insane.
around in it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, I really do enjoy her.
Hmm.
Mm. Well, thank you, you two, for joining. Psoriasis, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Soraya, Psoria dot, meaning the period, SISS. And on Facebook, same thing, PsoriaSiss, two S's. Venmo, if anyone's feeling generous, it's just holiday season. Also psoriasis. It's just real itchy in here, girl.
So, everybody, thank you for listening to the interview. Now it is time to talk some smack about season 18 girlies. Speaking of season 18, though, if you need a spot to watch, you should follow capital underscore region underscore gaze on Instagram because they have found a place that very thankful for is willing to host a watch party. So go follow their Instagram for more details. That is capital region gaze underscores between those words. And make sure you attend weekly and tip your bartenders as always. Now let's talk some shit, Megan. Let's talk some smack about these season 18 girls. Who do you think you want to win? Who do you want to win?
That's out of the gate want to win. I can give you my favorites because
Okay.
I don't have an answer right now for who I want to win. I love Athena. Athena.
Hmm.
I love Darlene Mitchell.
Yeah.
Can you please her? Who else? I had more in my brain, but those three are sticking out right now.
I
Well, Jane
love
Don't. Jane Don't. I followed Jane Don't for years. Duh.
I love Discord Adams,
Mm.
and I think that she is definitely got her path towards the top set out for her if she does well going
Yeah.
forward. I forgot what she ended up landing in this episode, but
She was safe. She was pissed. She
yeah,
asked Cardi
she,
B
she was
about
safe. And I will say, with her outfit, it was really good. And
it
I
was.
kept wondering why she wasn't in the top, but it's a design challenge. And I don't think she sewed enough to put her in the top. I think that her outfit was really good, really couture, but it needed like something sewed in it. It was a bunch of feathers put together, which you're allowed to bring your undergarments. She didn't do much sewing in it. And I
Yeah.
think the judges, when considering that, were like, well, we got to do safe because these girls put more sewing techniques. This is a design challenge. Jane's out or Discord's outfit was good, but
Right.
she didn't use enough technique that we can justify her in the top.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, and I don't think she has the right to be pissed. I do think it was fair. And again, never ask why you didn't get a critique because they will put you in the bottom. Every
I will
time a
say
queen asks, why haven't I gotten a critique yet? They always end up in the bottom.
that
So be
is
be
production.
careful what you ask for, girls.
Yeah. Well, Discord, I'm interested, I guess, to see what she does because technically is a Florida girly, but she used to be in Chicago. And if you know anything about
Yeah.
Chicago drag is one of the meccas in this country for doing really incredible drag. And I don't know, I remember hearing a rumor about her via Willem, and that rumor turned out to be true, be not true, because the other person that was involved isn't even on the show. But I'm like, I'm a little weary of Discord just because of something I heard, but I know that's probably not the
Yeah.
yeah,
I heard a
I
lot
would
of
check
it
it
was
out.
rumors, but
Yeah.
I don't know either, but
But I'm interested this whole like Florida Alliance thing though that
yeah.
they're playing at. That's I to go from how many seasons ago, like never really having a Florida girl except for Roxy Detox. It had how many seasons without a Florida girl? And then
Yeah.
we got was it Maya Mon LePage, I think? Or oh, I'm forgetting. Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. However, this whole Florida alliance reminds me of a few seasons ago when it was like three Connecticut girls. But that was crazier because Connecticut's like the size of a peanut.
Yeah, literally. Well, I do think they picked a lot of Florida girls to send like a message politically, like,
Mm,
because there's not really
I didn't
much
think of
they
that.
can do,
Right.
just like being on MTV, which is a Paramount owned
Right.
network,
Yeah.
sadly, run by, we're not going to
Right.
mention. But so I think they did pick a lot of Florida girls for that reason. I do like that a lot of it's older queens. I don't think they're going to take everything so personally as we've seen the past few seasons. That said, I am a little disappointed because, in my opinion, nothing has outdone in this design challenge. It wasn't the strongest design challenge. I'm gonna put that out
Mm,
there. That's my opinion, is I do think we could have gotten better outfits.
yeah, I am having a hard time because then I binged other drag
Yeah.
I watched yesterday. I remember Vita's outfit was incredible. What we just had talked about. That was with the umbrellas. That looked as if someone took their sweet time making
And
it beautifully
Athena
sew.
disappointed me because she says she don't know how to sew. And I'm just like, look,
No, Athena, but she said she said she goes, I didn't know how to sew, but I signed up for 25 sewing classes before I came here, and that's exactly what you should be doing. Whereas Juicy was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a baby. And it's like, girl, you can't at least try to
yeah,
learn beforehand. I'm not saying you have to be someone that could have gone to Parsons or FIT or any other design school, but like teach yourself the basics.
yeah. But again, it's just crazy that we still have people entering that are like, I don't even know a pattern. And it's like, j learn one pattern, make it different for each, make it a tiny bit different for each design challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and you got this. Like,
Well,
but
I
yeah,
just can't imagine it
it was sad that Kenya did not grab a fabric. That was tragic.
was. It was. Yeah, I
But
can't imagine showing up to something that
yeah,
clearly wanted to do, had the like made all the time, the resources, all of that, and not picking up the skill that you know you will be. Even like
yeah,
Athena saying I took 25. No, she's not a master sewer, but she knows how to put a garment together and she knows how to what you know what I mean? That like that's really all you need to do.
yeah, literally. Like, just get a pattern and sew one line and make a gown.
Or even like we don't even have to go to a class. You can, I'm sure that there, if you're in community, if you're with
Yeah,
people that ask a friend, like, hey, maybe we could, can I make you meals for a week and maybe you can teach me some sewing? Like, I don't know. There's trade offs. There's things we can do that that you have some foundational knowledge of how to put a garment together before you
yeah.
invest.
I am happy that the first episode was not a talent show,
Yeah.
aka a lip sync to my own produced track show. which there's nothing wrong with producing your own track.
No.
But
Nope.
a talent show should be, I don't know, a mix of comedy, live singing, even though people have roasted queens to death before for live singing. At least it's like that's what you go to a talent show for.
Yeah. For me, I'm
Like,
like, oh, when I see the queens lip syncing their own songs, it's like, okay, cool. You're a drag queen who's
yeah.
great at lip syncing, which is what you're. If you were a drag queen who's bad at lip syncing, I don't know if you should be doing drag like that. But I don't. It's hard because there are talents that don't
Yeah.
transfer. I'm sure there's been a million. Like there's was it Milk from seasons and Denali being ice skaters, right? That they could have had some
Yeah.
really cool shit, but they're not going to bring an ice rink onto the stage.
And look, last year everyone did a lip sync. Um, Lexi Love kind of did a lip sync, but she added in a unique element of I'm gonna roller skate
Oh yes, yep.
or rollerblade and add some cool tricks in. Like, yeah, that's talent. Like that adds a unique element. So I am glad they retired the episode one double premiere lip sync talent show.
Right. But if they're going to bring that
Thankfully.
back in the future, they need a way to make it so that
Yeah.
they can showcase their
Well,
actual talents.
in the UK, they call it a variety show.
Oh, that which makes way more sense.
That's what
Or that
that
is what a variety show
yeah.
is.
Yeah, there's a variety of talent.
Relaxed.
So
Yeah.
it more so explains that don't come here and lip sync. And they didn't. Like there was burlesque and other burlesque is very popular in the UK franchise,
Yeah.
but still still very varied in what people were doing. They did give away the next two episodes what the challenges are. Why, I don't know. But another historically bad challenge is coming back.
Oh wait, did what did I listen, my brain
Do,
is mush at this point.
do you want to know what
Yeah.
it is?
What they do?
RDR Live,
Oh,
which has also been historically very tough.
it's oh my god. Yay.
Yay!
The show definitely doesn't feel like a chore that I watch to talk shit about with my friends. No.
It's
I
not next week. It's not next week.
oh
Next week
god.
is girl groups.
Okay, which girl groups? I love
Yeah,
girl
girl
groups.
groups is fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. So,
Oh,
but but yeah, I know. And so early in the season.
yeah.
So
Well,
we'll see.
we can hope. We can
Yeah,
hope.
yeah. But um so my bracket anyways, my top picks for just based on like one
Yeah.
how they were present in the first episode and how much screen time they got is Athena Dion, Kenya Pleaser, and Miss Problematic Rumor Queen Discord Adams,
Yeah.
just based on how much the cameras were framing them in the first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Oh, I
Um,
think Athena's gonna be in for the
yeah,
long haul for sure.
yeah, and I think Kenya is a personality to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Um, along with Discord, I think that she seems like she's not like as artistic in her style as Sierra Mist,
Right.
but I don't think Sierra Mist is going to be in the finale.
Yeah. There,
I think
no,
she's gonna
I
get
have
too caught in her own style because that always happens with someone. There is
yeah,
always one queen where the judges are like, you gotta switch it up, and they don't.
yeah,
And then
100%.
you're like, why am I going home?
And that's nothing against her drag or anything. I just think there's
Yeah,
more storylines production would want to run with this season
yeah.
than what she would bring. I
Yeah,
think
I
they're going to
agree.
tease out that Athena and Juicy relationship for as long as possible. I think we're eventually going to get a lip sync between the two of them.
The
And then,
Dion's.
yeah, and then Athena's going to have to
Yeah,
sing her
there.
grandbaby
Oh,
blood.
there is without a doubt they're gonna be lip syncing against each other
Yeah.
because there's always the lovey-dovey lip sync, but there has not been a mother-daughter lip sync where it's like, sorry, girl, I gotta play my own game here.
What did she say? She got to put the life preserver on herself first before you can put it on the kid.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to talk to you about season 18. I think we're gonna be wrapping up the episode today here. Y'all make sure to stay tuned next week. We have another very special guest. Once I hold on, y'all. I was in my drag race bracket. Next week we have Lynn Guini, the drag
Ooh.
queenie. So y'all are not going to want to miss it. Thank you for listening to the Wave Your Flag podcast. And if y'all want to stay in tune with season 18, follow Capital Region Gays on Instagram. I will hand it over to you, Megan. Do you want to say anything to the viewers?
Yeah. Everyone, just take a deep breath. We'll get through this okay, and maybe we'll see you before World War III breaks out. I don't know, guys.
Yeah.